Welcome everyone, my name is Niklas, aka Pumaflosse, and today I bring you a video about the pudding leader that I just went top 32 with. Um, why did I play it and what exactly is the deck list? I will talk about it in a little bit. First off, I'm actually like a little bit back into the grind, so I do have some things prepared a little bit. Not necessarily going to like grind it out. I'm not necessarily going to like edit a lot and like increase the quality of the videos. That's never been my style, and I don't really, even though I have the time to record now and play some games, I will not have the time to like get on the level of like all these other YouTubers that are doing like pretty high quality stuff in terms of like video editing, but not so high quality stuff in terms of actual gameplay, which is something that I've been missing in the scene. I mean, we do have our known faces that are pretty good and like regularly topping, but we have a lot of stuff going on in YouTube that is very poor. Like people that don't really know how to play the game or don't really play test their stuff enough, and they just like cheese out some stupid builds and stupid stuff that doesn't work, and it's just bad and it's just cope. um, I'm a big fan of cope though, by the way. For those who don't know me, I am basically the cope guy, but I always try to actually get results with my stuff, and I actually like firmly believe in the stuff that I post. So yeah, if you're into that, you might stay subscribed if you're still subscribed, or you might subscribe if you want to subscribe, because I intend to do that. But a little disclaimer, OP13, there's not really a lot you can do. I've been playtesting a bit, and it feels like it's emu. It's gonna be emu for me. I mean, it's a black deck. I enjoy playing black decks. It's a good deck. It is fun. It is strong. I really enjoy it. And also, I really dislike Ace. I really come to hate pudding, the four cost pudding. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing emu stuff, I will talk about that. I will try to be the best emu player that exists. I know it's a very hard task, especially with Skibbity Bop Bop Skibab being like one of the best players in the world at the moment, topping with GP everywhere. But OP13 is not GP meta anymore, so I'll take a shot at becoming the best. So, with that off my back, welcome back, and let's get right into the deck list. Since I'm not good at editing and stuff, I will just do this as a one shot. So I will pull you down here. I have prepared a little something. That's probably as much preparation as you can get from me. So first things first. Let's start off with the first one. The base of the deck is basically the searchers. We got 4 times this pudding. That searches you any Big Mom Pirates card that is cost 2 or more. This is important because this basically lets you search other puddings, but it doesn't let you search itself, right? So because there are a ton of cards that have pudding in the name, it makes sense to have a card with a restriction, but also not a restriction on searching puddings, right? And then we have this event. This lets you search top 5. Oh, this is top 5, by the way. This is top 5 as well for Big Mom Pirates cards as well, without a restriction, but also for Animal Kingdom Pirates cards. So that's pretty good. Then I actually forgot to tell you about the leader. I mean, if you are here because of pudding, you know what it does, but still some might not know. It's a 5,000 power leader, and basically what she does is when you swing at your opponent, you may reveal the top 2 lives, flip them upside down, and then you get an rested Dawn, right? So this is ramping every single swing, potentially, as long as your lives are flipped face down. 2 cards face down, you swing, you flip them upwards, means you cannot ramp again until either the cards are flipped down again or you take them, right? So that you see like the next 2 cards, because usually you're 4 life. you're not stupid. People watching this channel are not stupid, so I won't have to go into depth into that. Sorry. Actually, I'm a little bit rusty. I feel that now. Then we have like the first curve setup, right? Like basically, if we want to go first, it's always the same. The 1 and 3 Don, we search. We search as much as we can. Then we try to find this guy. This is a 6 Don 7k Katakuri. If you play this guy, you may flip 1 life down. So in a perfect scenario, we are swinging on 3. We flip both lives up. The opponent swings on 4. Oh, you don't even see it on the cam. Let me place that here. We swing, flip it up, ramp 1 Don, so we are on 6. In the next turn, opponent swings, we take the life, and then we play the kata. We flip it back down, so we get 2 lives because we're a 4 life leader. Like I said, you're not stupid. I didn't need to show you, but I will show you for clarity. And so we can play the 6 cost kata, go to 7 Don, swing, reveal 2, and go to 8 Don. So we can play our mama in the next turn. Like going first, this is like basically the dream. This is basically what we want to do every single time. Going first, we want to go 3, ramp, 6, ramp onto 7, leader onto 10, and then we play mama. Sometimes we can play another mama. Most of the time, 1 mama is enough and we never play another one. That is why we always play 3. Because like playing 2 means we don't find the mama. Playing 4 means we have too many mamas. But it is very, very difficult to play more than 1 mama or maybe more than 2 mamas. And it is very difficult to play a mama after like the 4 Don turn. Like the 4th turn, which is our 10 Don turn, usually the 7 Don turn. Now, what do we do if we do not play mama all the time? And that's where this package comes in. This is basically our bread and butter stuff. It's the new pudding. We got this with Prb02. This is everything is not new, by the way. Like every pudding deck that you see, this is the core. Everything plays that. Ratios might differ a little bit, but everyone plays this. So this pudding is a 7 Don 5k. The effect reads you minus 2 Don, which means you will not be able to play mama in the next turn if you play this, unless you're already on 10. And then if your opponent has 6 or more Don, that is very important. We need to remember that. 6 or more Don. We draw 2, so we get +1 card in hand. And we play a Big Mom Pirates card with a power cost of 6,000, 7,000, or 8,000, which is almost every single time this Katakuri, which is an 8,000 blocker that has the ability to restand itself and 1 other card at the end of the turn, or like 2 cards, doesn't matter if it's itself. Actually, it can restand mama as well, as long as the card is higher than 3, so it cannot restand the searches. Oh, by the way, searches do also have another effect. I'll talk about that later, but they actually have another effect that comes up almost never, but sometimes it does. So yeah, the blocker restands 2 cards at the end of the turn, which is like the best thing in the deck, right? So, and it gives you an unrested Don, by the way, which is also important because it means that if you play this combo, you only go -1. It's still enough to not hit mama on curve if you play it, but it's not that bad. I also play 1 kata, 8 cost with the yellow. This card is basically just in there because I did not have 2 of my events, which I will show you later. So I replaced 1 with this, but I also thought that like having 5 increases consistency a little bit. Yeah, so I had 5 katas. This one places an 8 drop from your opponent into their life face up, or something from my board into my life face up, which means like it basically gains a life or removes tempo from your opponent. So it can be good, but if you play this over this with a pudding, it always feels bad because you're not getting the Dawn. You went -2, but you always stay healthy in hand because you play 2 cards, but you draw 2 cards. At least that is always good, no matter which cutter you play. And then we play 3 baby cutters. Wanted to play 4, decided to play 3 because I couldn't really fit in anymore, but 3 felt okay-ish. At some points I really wanted one more. In some points I really thought I had one too many. So it was a little bit weird. Oh, I didn't even say how I played. I'll tell you at the end of the video. Makes sense because then you understand the deck. So yeah, this is basically what we do. So in order to play pudding on like our primary curve, we are going 3 Dawn, swing, ramp to 6, cutter, ramp to 10, big mom. If we are still healthy, another big mom. If we are not healthy, we go pudding, -2 into Katakuri, draw 2, and we either play one of the searchers or we like attach the 1 Dawn and swing and leave 2 Dawn open almost every single time. And then in the next turn we just repeat. We just play another pudding and another Katakuri. And then we will always restand everything on our board. Like Mama swings, leader swings, we restand Mama and we restand nothing in the first turn. The Katakuri, the 6 cost Katakuri, yeah. We restand those both. And then in the next turn we play another Katakuri. We swing with the Katakuri, we swing with everything. We just restand all the time, right? So that's basically the game plan, because that forces our opponent always to swing into life, because there are no other possibilities. And then we can decide if we want to block, which mostly results in them either going into life bigger because we do not have a blocker anymore, or just trying to force the Katakuri out, right? Which in both cases is pretty nice, because we are also playing, this is the 2Ks, it doesn't matter. Let's go for the defensive options in this deck. We are playing 4 times Hell's Judgment, simply because other than like Gum Gum Giant, it is the best purple event that we have. It is -1, 2 Dawn, -1. And we can give 2 characters or leaders -3,000. This means this is basically a 6k counter, right? We can take 2 swings. It's just good. And it just fits the curve, right? Because the pudding costs 7, so we play pudding cutter and we still have the Dawn open. It's just good. It is just that good. Also, the trigger is, if the opponent has 6 Dawn, then we could take 1 Dawn away, which we don't really want to do. I think I never trigger this, even if I have it in life. Sometimes you show it, because leader swing reveals what you have in the life, and your opponent is a little bit scared of swinging into it. But I actually never really use it unless they are on like 10 Dawn and they swing, and I know they want to play a 10 Dawn, 10 drop or something, or they are on 8 cost, on 8 Dawn, Bonnie for example, with a Mihawk, and they like try to swing and they want to play the Mihawk afterwards or something, and it's just like an apparent misplay. If that happens, then of course I take the Dawn away, because they now don't have an 8 Dawn play, they only have 7. But as if they have already a Dawn attached or whatever, it just doesn't make any sense, because they would just put away the Dawn that is already rested or attached, right? So I would never do that. Then we are playing 2 Ikoku Sovereignty. That card is searchable. This is not. This card is just a 2 Dawn plus 5,000. It is really important because Zoro swings really big, Rayleigh swings really big, UP can swing really big. So at some point you are in a spot, and that happens almost every single time, where your opponent tries to finish you, and you will have this and maybe this in your hand, and you will be able to survive this. I've had many Rayleighs trying to finish me with 17 all in, like unblockable, and I just go like double Ikoku and Hell's Judgment, or Koku 2K or whatever, 2K 1K. So this card, incredibly important. I don't know if you need more than 2 because they are searchable. This needs to be on 4. It's not searchable, but it's too good. This is okay on 2. Like 6 defensive events felt really good. Now we come for the Conquest of the Sea. Oopsie. The Conquest of the Sea. I'm very sorry if that was too loud for anyone. This card overperformed big time. I actually wanted 2 of this, but the guy that sold me the cards did not send it fast enough, so I did only have 1 on tournament day, which is why I did put in the 5th Katakuri, which was okay-ish. I basically replaced removal with removal, so I thought it was fine. But in every single game that I played, there is one spot where I really want to play this, and it's almost always after I play the first or the second Katakuri, right? So I have like one body, pudding, Katakuri, something like that. This is the board state. My opponent has like 2 bodies or 3 bodies, and I just play this for 6, -2 Don. I remove the bodies. I leave 4 Don open. I will survive. I can pressure with my bodies, and it's just so good. It is searchable by both events, so you will find it if you need it, but I would really play this on 2. I would not play it on 1 anymore. It's just too good. Then I have 2 Rosinante. It's because I'm playing a few events, and because Pudding is already drawing so much, the intention was basically like to go even more card draw. So sometimes, like again after the double Katakuri turn, oh, I didn't explain the double Katakuri turn, right? Sorry. On 10 Don after the Mama, this is my 7 Don turn. So after my 7 Don turn comes my opponent's 8 Don turn. So my next turn, in which I'm 10 again, would be a turn where my opponent is on 8 Don already. Got that? So I use Pudding, I play the Kata. I still have 3 Don open, so I play the small Kata and play a big Kata. So we got Mama and Sanji Pudding Sanji Kata. Oh my god. Sanji. It's not Sanji, what the fuck? Pudding Kata. So our board state would be something like this. Or it would be pretty much 100%. If we see everything, it would be this. This Kata on 6, on 5. This in turn 4 into this. This is the perfect turn basically. And after we have this, we could technically play a Rosinante, trash something, draw 2, and always have 2 Don open, which is the only way ever that we would play another Mama if we can have defensive events. Because if we play another Mama, we will automatically lose in most games. This card came in handy like 3 games, maybe 4. It was okay. But if I were to play the deck again, I would probably play 2 of this. Maybe I would leave it at 1 actually. And maybe I would just play 2 more yellow puddings. Because there's the 1 drop from like the OG pudding searcher. The problem is the OG pudding searcher cannot search pudding. But it would help with consistency. Because I've had some games where I just could not find the Katakuris because I'm only playing 5. Having 2 more searches might actually be the difference. So I think maybe you could play 2 more puddings instead of that. But then again, sometimes just drawing 2 more cards and having Don open for free is just that good. So not 100% convinced. It was really important in a few games, or not really important, but because when you played, you already won anyways. It's basically just guaranteeing you that you win, or you keep winning. Because if you have double Katakuri on board, usually you have already won. So yeah, this is that. Also playing into that is what we have as tech for the second curve. Oh, by the way, I think this is the big difference, by the way, to all the pudding builds that are bad, right? Because every other pudding deck is bad. I've seen it a lot. Like most of them play 2 Hell's Judgment. How can you play a 4 life leader and have only 2 defensive events that are not even searchable? Like, that's brain rot, bro. Like, if you play like that and you expect to win anything, you're a degenerate. Sorry, maybe that was a little rough, but it just doesn't make any sense, right? Like, you need to live, you need to survive. Your board is already good. You just need to survive after you established your board. So defensive options are not, like, I will not discuss that. If anyone comes to me and says that's too much, not even going to talk about it. So we talked about the first curve. The first curve is basically free in any matchup. Like, it's really good in every matchup. You have 2 matchups that are really, really bad, and that is GP and Blackbeard. GP is kind of playable, but rough, very, very rough, like 70-20 maybe. Maybe 60, yes, 65-35. With my list, it's a little bit better, but it's far from good. But the second curve, that's the real problem. Because going second, you will swing on 4, and then you are on 7. But your opponent is on the 5 Dawn turn. Well, he was on the 5 Dawn turn, so you will not be able to play your your pudding, because pudding requires your opponent to have 6 Dawn. And that was a real issue, because you could play, which I did, 2 of this. It's searchable with the, because it's an Animal Kingdom card, it's with the Animal Kingdom Searcher, the event. It's searchable by this. If you play this, you ramp up 1 Dawn and you draw 1. So this card gives me 5 Dawn. I swing, I go to 6 Dawn, and I'm on 8 in the after his 5 Dawn turn. So I can play an 8 cost Katakuri. And then potentially a Mama or Sanji Pudding combo. Why do I keep saying Sanji Pudding? I'm really damaged by the GPs, but I mean the pudding, the 7 cost pudding. The problem with that is faster decks like Rayleigh, they just completely butcher you, right? They completely butcher you if you play nothing on 4 into 1 blocker on 8. You'd usually just lose because you're too slow. So I fixed this issue by playing 4 Robin. Nobody knows this card, and that's probably why it worked. Because every single time I played it, my opponent fell right into the trap. Because this card, on play, KOs a 3-drop or less. Which is pretty good, because it's exactly what they could have played. It KOs the Zorojuro from UP, it KOs maybe a Tashigi from green. It might not even KO anything at all, but it's still a body, basically a vanilla. It's not a vanilla, what am I talking about? It would be 6k, it's a 3-drop vanilla. But here comes the good part. Your opponent may add up 1 Dawn as active. Now I play this, and my opponent is always, because they do not know the card, they do not know the interactions, my opponent is always taking the Dawn. Every single one in Swiss took it. So they are not on 5, but on 6 Dawn next turn. They play a 6 Dawn body or play a play with their 6 Dawn, and they're happy. And now the trap snaps, because now, with my leader swing, I'm not on 6, but I'm on 7. So he's on 6 and I'm on 7, and I can play the Pudding Katakuri combo, going second on curve, which is Pudding, Kata, I go down 2 Dawn, ramp up 1 Dawn with this, so I'm on 8. So in the next turn I can play another Pudding Katakuri and go from 8 to 6 to 8 to 10. Going second, we will most likely never play Mama, because now we're in a spot where we are probably in like 1 or 2 life, and my opponent has a big board. So at this point, we will start using 6 cost events and Rosinantes and whatever, and just set up and like defensive events, preparing for my opponents to try to finish me and failing to do so. Yeah, that is why we only play 3 Mamas, because going second we almost never play the Mama. There are matchups, slower matchups like Shanks, sometimes even Green Zoro, where we can still play the Mama, but most of the time we will not. And then in the end, we only have like the 2K package, which is like Zeus, which is just like one of the best 2Ks to have because it removes a 5 cost. And we have 2 Flampe, because good players would actually not... Ich komme gleich. Good players would actually not swing into the 3 Don after the 3 Don turn, which means if you have 2 lives flipped, and they leave it like that, you will not get to 10 Don. You will only stick on having Katakuri flip 1 life back, and you not being able to use leader ability, so you will be on 9, which is not the end of the world. You can still play Pudding Kata combo, which is good, but it's not a Mama, right? So if you know your opponent is a really, really good player, you just play 1 Flampe on the 3 Dawn turn, you take the top life, draw 1 more, and you have a guarantee that you will get to 10 Dawn. It didn't come up because my opponents were not good, but I just had to play like my opponents were good. Like my deck building consists of that. And then we have 2 badge. They just sometimes pop up. Opponent cannot swing with 1 character or leader, and you can technically go, like, it's a good combo. Adrian told me about that, or remembered me on that, so I included it just for the chance of having it. I could go 2 on this, 3 on this, play Kata from the Kata, and then put this into live, so I could guarantee that. But it didn't come up. Badge trigger itself came up though, so yeah, it is okay. So now real quick, because I am actually at a time limit now. My matchups for that day were 4 UPs, which is free, either first or second. Even without tech, second is free because they ramp, so it's a good matchup. 3 Zoro, it's free because we play big bloggers, and then we just Hell's Judgment, and we always live. So 3 Zoros free. 1 Shanks, I won that. 1 GP, I lost. Really, really close, but I lost. But I also got baited. I actually had that game won, but yeah, he was like, oh, just end it and stuff, and folding, and I felt the bait, so my bad. And 1 Sanji, which is also like, I don't even know if it's good or bad, but it was okay. So yeah. And then the breaking point in top 32, I play against the only BY that got really lucky in Swiss, had no UPs or 1 UP and just good matchups. So he faces me. It's a very, 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 very bad matchup because I want to starve him, but I cannot because I need to swing with my leader in order to ramp. So I swing, I ramp, he plays his perfect curve, awakened on 5 Dawn, kills me. Really difficult. I did practice that a lot in the night because open deck lists, which also fucked me a little bit because he knew about my Robin. If you know about the Robin and you prep it, it's useless, right? That's why if you go and play this deck now, you just copy pasta. I believe it's not the best deck anymore. It was the best pudding deck in the world at that specific spot, knowing that UP is the best deck. UP's free, Bonnie's free, Zoro's free. Pudding, 100% guarantees top cut, basically, if you dodge Blackbeard. Especially with the tech, because they always fall for it, because they don't know about it. Now, if they know about it, you get a body on 4, but they will not be ramping. So it's not free anymore. I don't know if it's still worth playing. I need to test. But yeah, we will see, right? So if you intend to play it, be prepared to have your opponents not take the Dawn and have it like low the value. But if you go second and they don't do it, you could still play the 6 cost Kata and go to 8. It is way worse than having Pudding and Kata on the board at that point, but it's not the end of the world, right? So that's my deck list, my guide. My guide, it's not a guide. And I probably won't include a guide because like I basically, basically it is a guide. There are very little flex spots. The only flexible thing about this is how much do I swing and leave four-tone open. That's the end of the world. And always restand your board, right? Because like if you forget to restand, of course they will swing into the board. But as long as you restand, game plan's always the same. They always try to push through. They will always fail. You will always win.